I think it's just a little bit of elbow forearm soreness, just some tendonitis that I've had probably since my freshman and sophomore year at A&M. So it kind of comes and goes. Off season, it's really not usually much of a problem. OTAs wasn't much of a problem, and then as we get into camp, it's a little bit of a grind. We are throwing every day, but it kind of comes and goes. It comes with rest, and then as I get a little bit more rest, it gets back to normal. So it just got to the point where it felt like we were throwing a lot, and then we're talking with Coach Pett and Joe. They just wanted to shut me down for a little bit and give me a little bit of a break, which was nice.
So I just spoke with Joe Sheehan about that he's where we thought he would be in the progression, and that we're confident that by the end of the week that he'll be able to handle the football and throw it.
How confident are you that once it dies down, it's not going to creep back up during the year?
Throwing during the year is nothing like it is during camp. So, I'm very confident that it's not going to creep back and there won't be any other problems. I think it's just mixed with camp and the amount of days that we were going out. I think that was the main focus of it. So, I don't expect it to go away completely, because this is kind of an injury that, I'll feel a little bit of tightness. Your elbow will get sore just from being a quarterback and throwing. But, that's not anything out of the ordinary.
What about the key issue of missing these valuable reps of preseason games 3 and 4?
Well, I want to be out there, but I think, like I said, I was trying to make the most of the reps that I did get, and I think, the first 2 games went all right, and now it's just make sure you're getting ready and healthy for the season, and playing whatever role I'm asked to play.
Both coaches mentioned the release. Do you think that is why you have the soreness?
I've thrown like this since day one, so I can definitely tell when I do have my elbow like this. So it puts a little bit more stress on it, but going into the game, even whenever I rolled to the left and threw a 40-50 yard pass to Darius, that play didn't hurt as sometimes just stepping up in the pocket and throwing a regular ball. So it's kind of come and go.
I'm sorry, setting aside the